Hey everyone, so I want to talk to you today about a series of books that I wrote, and this has been a lot of work over the course of about 2.5 years, but I want to kind of go into details about each one and what the process was. So the series itself is finally complete. It's 4 books total. The first one is Dead of Night. The second one is Cajun Dusk. The third one is Moonrise Souls, and the fourth one is Nightfall Empire. So originally I had this really strange idea that I wanted to turn into a novel, a single novel, one book. And it was a family of vampires, and they own a funeral home. And that was sort of the main concept, how their daily life was. They owned a funeral home, they were vampires, how they survived, just their day-to-day life type stuff. But it ended up, the publisher did not want that. So I was asked to write a series of books, and I did, my first ever series of books. And I knew it would be difficult, I knew it would be complicated, but I knew it was also something that at some point I would have to do because I've been writing books for years, but I've never wrote a series. So the first book, Dead of Night, actually, I wrote it twice because I sent the first manuscript to the editor, and the editor read it and tore it to shreds and sent it back to me, and they said, I don't like the point of view that this is written from, so I need the entire book rewritten from a different point of view. Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. I didn't just spend like the past year writing this. Sure, I'll write another. I'll whip you up something else. I'll write something else. So I did. I rewrote the entire manuscript and I sent it back to them, and they said, yeah, this is what I was looking for. This is a lot better. Really, it was the first time I've ever rewritten a book. In order for it to be a series, I get that some things need to change. I just really wish I knew that before I wrote the thing. So the first book really explores that. We're learning about this family of vampires in Fredericton, Virginia that own a funeral home, and we learn a bit about this curse that they've got. The next book was one of the most fun for me to write. It was not as challenging to get through the edits as the first one was, and I just really enjoyed this one, so book 2 was fun. Book 3, I was starting to realize that I had committed to something pretty big, writing an entire series of books instead of just a single novel. But book 3, I had fun with it too, because I gotta change up the setting a little bit in this one and add some new characters, and just it was a ton of fun to write this one. So book 3 turned out pretty well, and then by book 4 I was ready to give this series a fantastic conclusion, and I knew exactly how I wanted to do it, and so it just all worked out really well. And I love how each of these covers has the features a character from the story, and so that's pretty cool. I've always wanted a series like that. I love how these turned out. I would say the most challenging thing about writing this series was, one, keeping up with writing on a regular schedule. So I wasn't able to just write whenever I felt like it and whenever I wanted to. I had to keep a schedule and write every single day for a couple hours a day. It was quite a bit of work. It was like having yet another job on top of everything else. Another really challenging thing was, again, working with the editor and the publisher to get this exactly right, to get it right where it needed to be published. And then now I'm in the process of working with a fantastic narrator to bring this series to life, and it's all just a bit surreal because this was a single story idea that I had, and never in a million years could I have imagined that it would be an entire series of books. But now when I look at it, I'm really proud of it, all of the work that was put into these. And I just wanted to share it with you guys that it is possible to write an entire series of books if you just give it your dedication and write every single day over the course of a long extended period of time. I'm going to put the links in the description for each of these books if you'd like to check them out and support my work. Awesome. That means the world to me. If you haven't already though, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any questions about writing, be sure to leave them in the comments and I'll do absolutely everything I can to help you out. But I'll see you guys later.